There we go. So you're coming to Adelaide Fringe,
I
10
am.
shows. How you got
Yeah.
to New York? I was reading about that. Can I say I was fascinated and a little bit disgusted? Can I say that without you feeling bad about it? Um, Tell everyone what your show is and what's your show about.
So you ready for the pitch?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do when your husband leaves you for your teenage goddaughter? You dye your wedding dress black. You write some killer songs and you make a show.
And that's a true story.
Hashtag true story. Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah,
that's
no, it's a bit of a gobsmacker,
it
isn't it?
is. It
Yeah.
is. It is. As I said, it's I'm glad you've come through the other end and able to make a show of it, but I'm disgusted how you got there. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Oh, I know. But he did me a favor. He did me a
Hmm.
big favor. Anyway, I don't
Okay.
know. It's
Would you
pretty
be
shocking
explaining that during the show, or is that just your premise for the
that
show?
he did me a favor. Or no, well, the show is what the show really portrays is my relationship, my relationship with him
Hmm.
at the beginning. It's not all about him and what happened. It's about what I did to get
Hmm.
over it. But it takes the audience through this time in my life when he and I were so in love. And
Hmm.
it starts with all of that because we were together 23 years,
Oh,
right?
that's a
That's
long
a
time.
long time. And we really had a fantastic partnership, a great marriage, and we did everything together. He's a musician too, so
Hmm.
we traveled all over the world playing music, except for the USA, which is why I came here, because it was
Okay.
one of the only places where I didn't have a memory
Hmm.
of him. But yeah, so it starts with all that, then it gets into the nitty-gritty of what happened. And then we come out the other side of going through court and it's like a monologue and a song
Hmm.
and a monologue and a song. Yeah. And
Have
it's
you always
all
been you've always been an artist? I'm taking it from this
I
aspect of it.
have. Yeah, I've always been a songwriter. I've always been a piano player. Started playing piano when I was a little girl, 4 years
Hmm.
old, in Taree, New South
That's,
Wales.
respect to your parents for pushing you there. My 11-year-old started for about 6 months, loved it, was really good at it, and just went, I don't want to do this anymore. And you don't want to be the parent who keeps pushing, but man, I said to him, you're going to be regret this in 10 years' time, buddy.
They have to they have to hang in for at least 1 to 2 years and then see what happens. If nothing's happening after 2 years, this is my advice as a teacher. If
Hmm.
nothing's happening after 2 years, then quit the lessons.
Hmm. So whereabouts in Australia? You said you grew up in Taree, was it?
I grew up in Taree, yeah, on the mid-north coast in New South
Hmm.
Wales. Um, I lived in Sydney for about 18 years,
Hmm.
went to study at the Sydney Conservatorium, and met my ex-husband in Sydney in a band. And then he and I moved to Japan for 7 years. We went off, so it's all in the show, but
Hmm.
we went off to Japan as hotel musicians and
Hmm.
earned some money to save up to. It was so hard being a musician. I think it's hard being a musician all over the world, but
Did you love
back,
Japan as my interest for Japan comes through? Did you love Japan as much as
oh yeah,
I enjoyed?
it was really fantastic, but it was really hard work because we were hotel, what do you call it? We were lost in translation.
Hmm.
We were working every day, like 6 days a week, and we had to play 6 sets every night. So there wasn't a lot of time for immersing ourselves in the Japanese culture.
Hmm.
Although after 7 years, we made a lot of great friends and great memories and met some really cool cats along the way. It's a really
So
interesting country.
what has made you want to put this show together? Is it all your world travel experience, your marriage experience? Is it everything all together? You just go, I want to put a show and make it entertaining, I guess.
Well, I started like at the very beginning when the shit hit the fan. I'm sorry to swear.
No, go for it.
I would go into my studio and just play the piano, like crawl in there and be like, and it
Hmm.
was, it was all I could do was sit at my piano because it's always been a place where I feel at home, and like it's a relationship that you have with music. So I'd go to the piano and I started writing these songs, and they just started to form. And then I started to co-write with another songwriter in the mountains. I lived in the mountains west of Sydney, the Blue Mountains. I started co-writing with someone up there, Rachel Brady, and we got three great songs. And then I started traveling to the US and went to Nashville, wrote some more songs. I didn't really know that it was going to be a show.
Mm.
It was just a process of what do I do? I'm just going to sit here and express myself. So, but I found out, some of my friends say, "Oh God, why don't you put this away? Like you're never going to get over it." But I totally am over it, and I know that it's a like when I went to Edinburgh Fringe last year, did 30 days there, and it's just incredible to see the people come up after the show and say, "Oh my God, thank you." So I know I'm doing it for a higher purpose.
And that was my next thing. What do you want audience to take out of this show that you're doing? Do you want to see that they can come out of the other side of it, or do you want to
Yeah,
see that there's
absolutely.
people people act differently to something traumatic, and they've got their own path and they take their own time, but you're a success story out of it, aren't you?
Yeah, I want people to take that away, that especially in midlife. I was in my 50s when he left with this girl who's very young. So it's really hard to just work out what to do next. Like what do you do? We didn't have any kids, and it's like, what do I do I'm halfway through my 50s and I come to New York on a holiday and I think, could I live here? I kept coming back. And then I got a visa. I couldn't believe it that,
Mm.
this older woman gets an artist visa to live and work here. And now I've been here 8 years, and it's, it really changed everything. I didn't know anyone. I knew one person, and basically, and I've made all new friends. And so that's what I want people to take, is that I got free of the sadness of what that could do to a human. Like it's
Yeah, and I
fairly,
don't want to play up your age, but that's also showing that age is no boundary. You can start your
yeah,
life over again and start a new chapter. Don't worry
yeah,
about what your age is. It's just your drive and your
yeah,
overcoming feeling of it all, isn't it?
yeah. And it's a really hard age bracket too, because a lot of marriages, be it the woman who leaves or the husband, but it happens around that age.
Hmm.
And when you're, middle of your life and your partner walks out on you, you think that you're set, like you're ready to settle down more and, work less. You're at that point
Hmm.
of, in a way. And bang, bang. Sorry, my voice sounds very.
Oh, no, no, you're good. I wasn't sure you're cutting it. So what's going to be in the show? I'm sure there's going to be music. I'm sure there's going to be stories. I'm sure there's going to be a few laughs as well along the way.
There's laughs. Oh, trust me, there's laughs, definitely. There's laughs,
Hmm.
there's tears, there's songs. Um, my director, Tessa, she cries every time she watches the show. So,
Hmm.
in her words, it's beautiful singing, it's beautiful songs. So, yeah, and it's just I mean, I've packed all of this 23 years plus the future of what I did into 60 minutes. So
Hmm.
there's a lot missing, but audiences they get the gist of what happened to this couple, and how did this woman, you know, find a way
So,
through it.
so you've performed it a few times before, from what I just recall you talking about. Yes.
Yeah, I have. Last year was my first like big year where I did
Hmm.
Edinburgh Fringe.
Hmm.
Um, and I've done a theatre in New York, and I've also done a few venues in New York. But this year, since Edinburgh, it's busier. I'm coming to Adelaide, and then I'm going to the UK for a few festivals, and it's getting picked up by festivals, so that's cool. Like,
What made you choose the Adelaide Fringe to do it?
well, I thought, how great if I could play in a festival in Oz, because I can come and see my family
Hmm.
same time, and a lot of them are going to come down to Adelaide, so watch out, Adelaide, because they're all mad.
Yes, and it's a very fringy type show as well. When I was talking to my other reviewer about it, she said, "Oh, I want to review that one. That is all about me, not me as the story, but me
Yeah.
as I want to see something really fringy." And it sounds like that's the vibes you're bringing to it as well.
Yeah. Well, they call it, people call it a musical memoir. So,
Hmm.
yeah. I just talk to the audience with, like they're my friends and tell them
Hmm.
the story and then go to the piano, and there's a few little surprises. I can't tell you on
Oh,
here.
don't tell us. Do you still feel drained after performing it every night, or have you got to, okay, this is the show now, and
No, I'm
not as
detached.
attached?
Totally. Yeah. I'm just detached from it.
Mm.
You know, I just perform it and it's
It's your
done.
form
Thank
of
goodness.
it's your form of therapy. I'm seeing it as well.
Yeah, it was a great therapy to write it, and
Mm.
to actually do it has been a good therapy as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
I'm
Uh,
working on other things though. I'm working on new things, but
there we go. The
but
the
it's
next thing afterwards.
it
What's
is
the
a
show
shock.
dates and the place you're
So
performing
I'm
for Adelaide
at
Fringe?
Woodville Town Hall, Georgie's bar.
Hmm.
Thank you to Anna Thomas for booking me
I
in
know
there.
Anna very well.
Yeah, she booked me in and said, "Oh, I like this. I like the sound of this." So that was cool. And I'm February 23 to March 7, most days. There's a
Hmm.
few days. Yeah. And I'm
What
so
time? I think
looking
it's
forward to it.
the,
It's
the
different. You have to go on and look, because some nights it's at 7 and then other nights it's at 5.
oh,
So it's all different. So,
I'll put that in my notes, guys, so you can watch it
which is
there.
good. It's good because, you can come early and then go see something else.
Have a drink, have something to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watch Tracy. I'm not sure you'll be available after the show to have a little chat as well with the folks as well.
Oh, absolutely. I will be. Yeah.